Thank you all for coming out today. My name is Dave Garrity. I'm the chairman of Energize Rhode Island, the group that is promoting a carbon pricing bill here in the state. Tim was right when he said we don't know for sure what the final decision is going to be, but I will tell you pulling out of the climate change agreement would be exactly in line with everything else this administration has done since it has taken office. They have issued executive orders to roll back Waters of the Protections for Waters of the U.S., the Clean Power Plant rule. They have appointed the head of an oil company to run the State Department, to run our foreign policy. They have a climate denier in charge of the EPA. And pulling out of the Paris Agreement would be the final going all in, pushing all the chips into the center of the table so that the oligarchs will be running the country. We don't want to see that happen. I'm going to talk a little bit about why this issue is so important to people here in Rhode Island. You got the world picture from Timmins. You know that one of the principal effects of climate change is sea level rise. And if you live anywhere in Rhode Island, you know the sea is right close by. And within 50 years, when that sea level gets to a certain level, we're going to be more island than road here. Areas are going to be cut off. They're going to be surrounded by water. We're going to be an archipelago of little islands that don't really constitute the state anymore. We're going to have bridges everywhere to get anywhere in the state.
We can't afford them now.
We don't want to see that happen. We know how hard it's going to be to reach the targets in our Resilient Rhode Island Act. It calls for bold, innovative action. And the boldest, most innovative solution that's on the table is our carbon pricing bill. It places fees on every ton of carbon emissions produced by fossil fuels. It uses those revenues to start a clean energy fund that is going to invest in renewables and energy efficiency, and it's also going to give rebates back to individuals and businesses in Rhode Island so that they can deal with the effects of climate change. It's a heavy lift. The leadership isn't totally behind it. We need you all to speak out and tell them to support the Energize Rhode Island Act, sponsored by Representative Bregenberg and Senator Calkin. People say Rhode Island is too little to have an impact, but by being the first, we can set an example for everybody else. 3 other New England states have similar bills. If we go first and show the way, maybe they'll follow, and maybe we'll start making an impact in this country. Thanks.